Hello, hi, I'm Patricia McNeilly. I'm an illumined Blu-ray twin flame from Chicago, Illinois. I hope you're doing well today. So, woo, this energy is intense, okay? And it's not letting up. And I want to tell you what to do about this energy, okay? First of all, a lot of you are getting squeezed again. So, if you're feeling affected around here, like you can't breathe, your rib cage is squeezing. It feels like someone tightened a belt around you. This is not going to let up until you start catching on. And what you need to start catching on to is what to do. You're getting squeezed like through a rabbit hole. It's that much. You're getting pushed. All your timelines are collapsing in on each other. And what we have been dealing with for thousands of years, the battle of the sexes and collapsing it. Now, what that means is old paradigm masculine, old paradigm feminine. And this is where you need to really be discerning about when you're saying divine masculine, the behaviors that people are attributing to the DMs isn't DM at all. It just ain't DM. It might be M as in masculine or male and not just men. Okay, I don't want to single out men. Let's not do that because they're also contributing here. They're here for their ascension also. In many ways, the men have been propelling things upward. The electric masculine propels things upward. But we have to collapse all of these dualistic things that is getting to people. Nothing disturbs me more than to see what is being spoken out there in terms of, what people are tolerating. What is this turning you into? Ask yourself, are you here to be a grieving widow? Are you here to be a martyr? Are you here to be a victim yet again? And these karmic things will keep smacking you down until you finally get the picture and start getting out of it. Okay, so I know that there's some people out there saying, oh, the Illuminati want to keep you in the matrix. No, not if you align yourself with your true love. You actually get into the new grid of life. So the first thing is take time to determine if your twin is really your twin. He or she may belong to someone else. Do you really know that, or are you just going by a series of synchronicities like you're checking off the box? Yep, I saw 11:11. Yep, I saw an animal when that happened. Yep, I heard a song. Therefore, it must equal this. That's duality. If this, then that. That's duality. If this, then it must certainly mean that. However, getting the layers of history off of you, it is what is happening to get this heaviness off. What does that mean? Oh my gosh, this means heavy emotions are coming up for people. Abandonment, rejection, all of the things that have led to these bad relationship patterns with people and what needs to be collapsed. Real lovers don't play games with each other. Real lovers don't ghost each other. Real lovers do have certain separations. Yes, they do. Who's exhausted completely flat out of the running and chasing? Anybody? You're going to be exhausted whether you like it or not because your higher self is not going to tolerate it anymore, meaning it's going to come to a conclusion. How does this affect you? Well, one thing I need to tell you is that you're coming into a point here where paying attention to your human body and how it feels, and you're not just a two-dimensional being, nor are you a three-dimensional being. You are a multi-dimensional being. A multi-dimensional being who is capable of being in a higher plane, being in an elevated dimension than what we're currently in right now. Only you can get yourself there, but you're not going to get there with the heaviness of the past still clinging to you or embedded in you or letting someone continue to pound it in you. It just won't. So this is also the end of unrequited love. You're going to find that that disentangles. You may feel like you are dying 1,000 deaths all over again, and you're going to go through physical things with your physical body that are a part of your upgrade and a necessity. What am I talking about? Well, what I'm talking about are when people just attribute things to saying, well, I think I don't know, I'm having a little bit of trouble here. It's kind of tight. Do you ever go get your thyroid numbers checked? You should. If you're feeling things here, more than likely there's something that's trying to adjust. What about if you're feeling something in your back? Do you know the difference between, is it your spine? Is it your kidneys? Is it something else? Because it's sometimes hard to determine. So the things that are happening right now, the cold energies, the anxiety, that's some of the things that people are feeling. They're feeling anxious, nervous, anxiety. You want to feel safe. You want to feel aligned. You want to feel balanced. Your emotional body is getting squeezed. Your ego subtle body is getting squeezed. You're getting a huge push. And if none of this is resonating for you, you're probably going to be into the next wave. Hey, so I'm not even going to like use that, PC slogan of take what resonates and leave the rest. No, I'm going to say it's probably just not your turn yet, but your turn is coming. So it behooves you to learn about your body, what to do, how to do certain things. A lot of people are grounding in an entirely ancient way that is no longer valid for you. Do you know the areas where you have to connect? I do. And that's what I teach, but you go through it in a process. You are also having new soul connections. This means making new relationships. So what is it with people sometimes where they start to talk and they'll start going and saying, oh, hey, do we have to go to that thing this weekend? You mean my sister's party? Yeah, the thing. I wish you weren't so derogatory. Why do you always sound so condescending? Look, it was just a question. I just wanted to know if I can go do some sports or if we're going. It's just a question. I get a lot with every time you need to ask me something, you get colder and colder. Well, you get very heated. Well, you get cold. Well, you get heated. Gosh, there's no way to get through this and it's not sober. Boy, I hope they have a lot of drinks there. I hope the bar is good. Every time I'm around your family, I just have to drink. There's just no other way to get around it. Why is it with you? And then I'm babysitting you. I'm always feeling like I'm babysitting this and babysitting that. Well, there you go again, getting all heated. And they're off and running to the races. What relationship patterns do they have? Babysitting, addictions, dissension in the family, withdrawal, cold and hot. Why do people get cold and hot? Why, when people communicate, do some people give the cold shoulder? They get all cold. They get very businesslike. Their voice changes. Why is that? Why do some people get heated? Why do some women get accused of being hysterical? Okay, relationship patterns in the battle of the sexes. And some people would say, well, they only need one thing. They need to hop in the sack. That doesn't make matters better if those two are soulmates. That's just going to perpetuate the patterns. It might seem like it covers it up. Nothing's going to stay covered anymore. And you can have other people too, where you have people that just have expectations and, say things. Well, when are we going to buy a house? Well, I told you, we're not ready for that step yet. But you're the man. You're supposed to take care of material things. What? What does that mean? I'm the man? Oh, my goodness. Well, what do you do? Well, I take care of the house when you buy it. I take care of all the other things. I'm taking care of the spiritual things. What? You mean like going to church? No, not church, not church. I'm taking care of your spirit. I help you and hold you, and I white light you, and I do all these. What? I don't need that. Why are you pressuring me? Why all this pressure? You're the DM. What is a DM? Direct message? No, not direct message. No. I don't know. It's what people said. You're supposed to do this. I do that. And there you go, duality and expectations of the mind. Because instead of working as partners, they are making assumptions and they are going with old patterns. And if they're not careful, it's going to be the battle of the sexes. I do this, they do that. And this happens in every dynamic, to gay men, to women, man and a woman, transgenders. It happens. And it's going to need to stop because we cannot, there must be peace in the land. And if there's not peace in the land yet, you have to elevate yourself to the new grid of life and learn how to clear yourself properly so that things can be falling apart around you. Who is enjoying all the chaos? Do you find that there's a ton of chaos? Do you even know how to leap out of that old matrix? From what I understand, not a lot of people are, and the people that are getting pushed are struggling mightily to get that weird belt off across their rib cage. I know how to get it off. I've had several people just in the past week that we needed to do that, and furthermore, got it in a day. They felt the energy shift immediately. So there is a huge amount of upliftment that goes with it. So I also recommend my first book called Your Subtle Body Connections. I put a little Rumi poem here. Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. This is my first book. This is book 1. In there, I talk about elevating your personal relationships, clearing, resting. I talk about the connections. I talk about the first set of subtle bodies that have only been first able to be connected in 2017. July of 2017, that's when the first batch, okay, instead of wave, I'll say batch of people. The first batch of people has been able to start connecting this. There's going to be another one coming up here in July. So we're in May right now. You're heading up to the solstice. And a lot of people are saying, I don't know. I don't feel safe. I don't know if that person is ever coming. Let me tell you, you still have a connection. You have a subtle body. Your subtle body connections still need to be attended to. And that's what you need to focus on. Not on the person, not what the human is doing, not what all the other kids in the collective are doing, but you. What is your love story? What is your timeline? Are you coming back here from another karmic life? It's been 10 years since the door officially closed on karma in 2010. Almost 9 years. When we get to that 10-year anniversary mark, guess what's going to be happening? You're going to have a lot of people around you. So a lot of you would like to be situated in your union, in your physical union. Okay, so union is unifying the subtle bodies, which is in my book, Your Subtle Body Connections. And it has breath work and exercises in there, or have a causal body session with me where we can get your energies elevated to where they need to be and get you into the flow again, get you out of the old paradigm, the old paradigm grid, what some people call the matrix. I'm not sure if I agree with that because of the negative connotation. It kind of scares people a bit. Okay, there was once an old grid of life. Yeah, of course. It's not sufficient to hold the connections for the mass of people that will start incarnating to receive the template of the new light body. There is a template of 5D relationship. And I explain a lot of these in my book. And you can learn a lot. You may think you know. So while some of the things out there that are fun and exciting, because I even had a class where I was able to tell people where their birthmarks were from, what happened in their past life. A lot of people's past lives are like the straw that broke the camel's back. That's it. Game over. The buck stops here. Time to take it seriously and get in here for the new template. And the whistle was blown. Time to get off the playground. Time to get cleaned up. Well, a lot of people are saying, I've done a lot of work. Okay, your work is not for naught, and it is always for you first and foremost. Whenever you do work, It's for you and it benefits your other. When I work with people in a session, the work is for them personally, for their personal life, and it benefits their other wherever they are. I don't work at the third dimension. I'm working up here at the 9th through the 12th dimension. That's who a Blu-ray is. We're the creators of the template. And I feel things, I feel where they need to move. And the session goes on, not just that day, it ends with me speaking to the person, but at night, things that are embedded start to get removed. Sometimes even that throws people off. They'll write me after and they'll say, wow, I felt this huge purge, but I felt much lighter after that. Or I cried, but then the crying was done. How many of you are crying buckets of tears? How many of you understand that this retrograde, part of the battle of the sexes is the energies, the feminine energies of Venus and Mars, along with the masculine energies of the Saturn retrograde and fixing stuff, restructuring it, reordering it, sorting it, getting it out of the chaos, getting it out of a chaos mode, collapsing what you don't want, or whatever you call it. Collapse it, purge it, clear it, get it out, dump it off, whatever you like to call it. But the bottom line is, you should not let it linger so that it winds up affecting your physical body. That is another thing to tell you about. Things that have been a chronic ailment in relationships. Like we had this couple here, drinking. Is he supposed to get to be 70 years old and wetting the bed and she's changing the sheets for him? Is that the kind of pattern of relationship that is supposed to continue for someone's love union? Or arguments and money struggles, or just to keep her around because he's afraid she'll leave. He works and works and works and he doesn't see her anyway. Or are you going to have a new life with your twin where there's a proper balance of health and maintenance and family and a social life and your next dimensional life, because you are multidimensional? And I hear what a lot of you are saying. You're saying, I'd settle for a hug at this point. No settling. You're in it for the long haul. If you're in it this far and you've already had your activation, there's no going back. This is, of course, a marathon. It is not a sprint to the exit, but there is a huge push here for the waves of people or the batches of people that are going to be in their physical union. There will also be some new relationships and soul connections. So how are you making new relationships? Okay. I also teach about this because it's all relevant. So in my webinars, you may have seen something like these concentric rings of relationship. Okay. And who is around you? Okay. What are you making new relationships with? What relationships do you need? What are you calling out and throwing away? What are you keeping? So these are some of the things that in my book also, and the book is very reasonable. It is packed with information and it has quite a bit in there. The feedback that I'm getting on it is very good, that it is very helpful. It's so thorough that it is taking people a little bit to go through it. Okay, because gaining the new information and expanding your channels, elevating your personal relationships, new ways of clearing, these are all important for your future with each other, because it's a much happier planet when you're properly grounding where you need to with each other, you're connecting, you're doing what you love doing, you're healthy, your emotional well-being is very elevated, and the people around you are happy, and you yourself are shiny, happy people. So thanks so much for watching. There are links down below for the book. If you don't know or don't see, or you're not sure what it is that will help you, write to me at twinflamesmerge@gmail.com. I've been doing my best to get back to everyone. Thanks so much. I have 300 videos on a lot of subjects that people are that they think it's pertinent now. We're actually in the fourth cycle of a lot of this same stuff. It's just that some of those people have gotten into their union, and now other people, this is new for you. So if this is new for you, please don't be daunted by some of the negativity you might see out there. Come and join some positive stuff. Try my book. Try a session with me. Have the causal body session. Your causal body is your manifester. What that means is it helps you create the life that you want, create the life that you are feeling that you should have and that you're entitled to, with it all. Romance, love, tenderness, touching, fun, adventure, and love, and more love, and making love. So thanks so much for watching. Bye now.